What is up, sheepdogs? Ryan here.
You are on all the time. And Tiffany.
We're excited to have you guys. I'm just looking at these comments. Some pretty funny stuff. Defund NFA, defund ATF.
Hey, yeah, that's a good idea.
Defund the NFA. That stuff
totally.
shouldn't
I
exist,
agree.
man. It's unbelievable.
Lewis, hi from Miami.
Yeah, from the MI Yayo.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's where
MIAyo.
all the good cocaine comes from Miami.
Good evening, Jason Walker.
Jason, what's up, man?
The dog ate all my guns. Yes, us too.
Okay, when you get my guns, be careful. They will be smoking hot. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, man.
I like that. Good one.
What's up? What does it say? Man, this is too hard. Too far away.
I know. It says
G-Man,
dog
Andrew.
ate my guns. I already read that one.
Okay, Straw Bunyan. Weird name.
You just never know, though, why people have certain nicknames.
Because the dude's got a bunion. And he's got like some weird fetish where he likes to do it in a straw or something. I don't know. What's up, Diego? Love your cartoon, buddy.
I'll tell you what. I'm getting real sick and tired of being this guy's moderator.
You know what's really funny is my boys now are like, so they're 9 and 6, and they'll like say something really smart alecky, and I laugh, and I'm like, that was really funny. You're not allowed to talk like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But I'm just sick and tired. Like I told him, he needs to add a beep to this soundboard because he's got a filthy mouth.
She'll never get to the beep button in time. There is a way to add a delay, like where it's a 20-second delay.
I think we need to add a delay, and then I can do like a Chandler from Friends thing and just erase what you said.
Do that again so we all can see it? Okay.
Isn't that how he does it?
No, that's not how anybody does anything.
How he does it. You know what? I turned the heat on because it all of a sudden was super cold. Now it's like super hot. So if you see sweat
that's usually how the heater works in a house, by the way.
People, you know what? Most people in Florida don't turn their heat on. But here.
You want to know why? Because it's Florida.
Well,
and because it's usually like 100 degrees here.
I've already put the heat on like 10 times this
Listen, it was freezing the other day. When it was like 36 degrees, the kids came in the house. They were like, there's snow outside, Dad.
I took a picture and I sent it to my friends or my brother and sister. Ryan's sitting at the table with his keyboard, with his hoodie on, his hood up, and a blanket wrapped around him.
Yeah.
Working. So
why? I'm not used to this shit.
Who's talking about beep?
Okay. Well, welcome, guys. We appreciate you being here. We got a pretty awesome show tonight.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yep. You know, the really big hot topic tonight is the election. You know, somebody accused me. What's the comment and said that I'm not bipartisan?
Yeah, they said you're too conservative. You lean too conservative and you're not bipartisan enough.
Yeah, listen, so here's the thing, man. I'm a pretty hardcore conservative. I respect the other side, and I'm willing to listen to the other side.
You do a good job.
And I'm willing to have a conversation with the other side. But I lean pretty far right. Pretty far right.
You're as far as it gets, baby.
I would say not as far as it gets, because I think some people that are really far, hey, thanks, Joseph. Can't even listen or hear somebody else out. I can for sure listen.
Yes.
And as long as you're smart and you can actually debate and talk about your point,
right?
We can talk about it.
You have to have some substance, not just I follow this blindly.
Not just Trump's a racist.
And
that's not good enough. You got to be able to prove some stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
Orlando gave some money too up top, so thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, Orlando. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yep,
there you are.
We were in a squirrel talking here.
Yeah. So the big thing, did you see the video yet, Tiffany? You know, everybody's talking about the election fraud. Is there election fraud? Trump is like refusing to concede this election, and I don't think he should. But did you see, I know I told you about it, did you see in Georgia what happened in Fulton County? So you remember, they're counting the ballots. Then at like 10:30, 10:25, they said, we have to stop counting ballots because there's a water main break. Do you know, I don't know if I told you this yet, there was never a water main break.
Oh, you didn't tell me there was not a water main break. What you told me is they had video.
Okay, hold on.
Oh.
Never a water main break. So that's the reason they were able to get all the people to leave the building,
right?
Including all of the supervisors.
Right.
And maybe, hopefully I have this correct. By Georgia law, there has to be election supervisors there watching the counts.
Okay.
So they have everybody leave. They have the Republican, the Democrat observers leave. They have the press leave. Everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
But then
and there's a water main break.
Okay. But then 4 employees decide to stay back. They pull out 4 big suitcases of ballots from underneath the table.
And that was actually on video.
On video. And those ballots, hey, thanks, Orlando.
Thank you, Orlando.
Those ballots had been under the table since 8:20 a.m. And now it's 10:30. So they've been there for 14 hours hiding. So they pull the ballots out. They start counting them. Do you know how much Trump lost if what they claim is true, right? How much did Trump lose the state of Georgia?
I don't know because I stopped watching.
It was 12,670. So that's how many votes he was off in the state of Georgia. Now, according to the sworn statement, the Senate hearings, these machines can count 3,000 ballots per hour, 3,000 ballots an hour. They were scanning using 3 machines, and they did it for 3 hours.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Do you know how many ballots that is?
Well, 3 times 3 times 3.
Okay. It's over 2,700.
Wow.
So that right there is enough. If they were all for Biden, I'm sure some of them are in there for Trump, but I bet you're hiding them. You're being a scumbag. I bet you most of them are in there for Biden. That's enough right there to show that Trump won the state of Georgia.
Well, and then, okay, so the argument is, well, then he lost Nevada and he lost Arizona. So why does it matter anyway? But if there's, tell me if I'm wrong. If there's fraud in one state, wouldn't that give the possibility that there's likely fraud in another state as well?
But what tell me what you guys think in the comments, what a lot of these people are saying. Okay, 27,000, not 100.
Oh, did you say 2,700? Okay.
27,000, yeah, okay, sorry, 27,000.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
so,
everybody's correcting you. Anne's got you, Sebastian's got you.
Okay, that's fine. I'm glad you guys are paying attention.
Yeah, you know what he means.
But here's the thing. If they are doing this in that one area, and remember, Georgia is a place where they found, we'll talk about that later.
I know, I'm going to get yelled at. Why are you drinking your latte?
Georgia's the place where they found 6,500 Trump ballots on 3 different SD cards that just happened to get misplaced.
Right.
That's pretty shady.
Yeah.
So what pisses me off is, we're America. We're supposed to be able to have a free election and say, this is the winner.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not.
Yep.
Have a peaceful transition of power, and then move on with our lives because the people have spoken. Mm-hmm. But in a situation like this, I don't know if I can even trust future elections.
And that's the problem because you and I obviously are, pro-Trump. But if he lost, he lost. And we're okay with that. And we'll pull up our big boy panties and move on, right? And
I haven't worn panties in a long time.
Well, you did that once, though.
Yeah, so here's the reason that we're talking about this, because I know this is a gun channel. If they're willing and able to do something like this to manipulate a presidential candidate, what are they willing to do to manipulate the numbers with gun control?
And that's very true. That's a good point. Or with anything else for that matter. If they're able to swing things their way for this, what else? What other power do they have to swing things? So, I don't know.
Okay.
What's next on the agenda there, Rye?
Don't try to shut me off. This is a good point. No. I think what is scary about this, and I think that I really pray and hope that these judges, these senators and congresspeople that are making these decisions, they really launch some solid investigations. In Georgia, they're trying to erase the machines right now.
Right.
Well, that's BS. You're trying to erase it because there's data and information on there that should not be erased.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Orlando. We appreciate you, buddy.
Orlando.
So it's very scary to me because our nation is supposed to be a nation of laws.
Right.
This is proving right here and right now with a lot of credible evidence that evil things are happening, and they're willing to really manipulate a lot to get their way.
Right.
We have to be on guard as patriots to stand up for this stuff. And you know what? I was listening to somebody, I think it was Steven Crowder today, and he said, most of us know that this stuff is happening, but we're listening to it and thinking, okay, yep, hopefully they fix it. Hopefully they do something. The question is, what are you going to do?
That's me.
What are you going to do right now to spread the word and to make sure that this crap doesn't happen? Because I got to tell you guys, if we don't stand up for this, if we don't have fair and honest elections, our entire country and civilization is over. It is gone. It will never be the same.
I agree.
Okay.
But what do you do?
I don't know. I think it's conversations like this. I think it's educating people. There's still a lot of people on social media and across the internet that are saying, oh, this is just conspiracy.
Right.
Oh, it's just that. When you really start looking at it, they're saying that the ballots in Pennsylvania were actually counted in Frankfurt, Germany. We have a general testifying that the Dominion system was connected to Frankfurt, Germany, and that's where they were counting and reorganizing the ballots. So that guy will go to prison if he lied about this. I think we need to get that kind of message out.
So Sebastian says, most of us are still shocked. It's scary. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, I'm still like, what? What's going on? This is crazy.
It's crazy because it's so crazy to think that people would do this.
Right.
And you got to think it's not just people. This is not
And not in America.
Right.
That's the thing.
This is not one or two people. This is allegedly Dominion, a massive company, programming their equipment to...
Will Biden give me a receipt for the $20? Is that the receipt guy again still?
I don't know. Maybe.
From the
Probably.
class?
He probably won't, Duro.
Thank you, Joseph.
Biden's not even sure what office he's running for right now.
We're going to have to move that mic because my coffee is important here.
All right, so moving on to another interesting topic. You guys know, you probably know if you've been in the gun world for a while, a straw purchase is when somebody is purchasing a firearm for someone else who is not legally allowed to buy a gun.
Right.
Now, we had lots of situations like this happen when we had the gun store.
Yep.
In fact, young woman showed up to our concealed carry class not too long ago, and she's very new, brand new to guns. And she said, hey, Ryan, I just want to ask you a question. Is it normal? I was walking into a gun store today, and as I'm walking in, a man approached me in the parking lot, and he offered me $500 if I would go into the store and buy him an AR-15. And then he was going to give me $1,000 for the AR-15. And I said, what'd you do? And she said, I told him no, because it just sounded sketchy to me.
No kidding.
And I said, yeah, that's a straw purchase. That's punishable by 15 years in prison. And obviously, the only reason a person would ever do something like that is if they are not able to actually buy the gun for themselves,
or
right?
it's an undercover cop, which I doubt it, but could be. Never know.
Sure,
If
could be
they
an
had reports of that happening there.
at that particular gun store or whatever, yeah.
So somebody's saying coffee or like something else. What do I drink, Ryan?
Tiffany drinks about 1,000
Not 1,000.
lattes a day.
Just like 6 or 7-ish.
Okay, hold on a second. Do you sometimes wake up at 2 a.m. and look at your phone and say, oh, it's 2 a.m. I really want a latte? Yes or no?
That's not the way that it happens.
This is a yes or no question.
I can't really sleep.
Okay, the answer is yes.
I'm laying in bed.
How many times do you tell our children as you are working throughout the day, can you make me a latte?
A few.
Is it more than 5?
Probably.
Okay, you have a problem. You have a problem.
Okay, but I get a lot of work done.
You do get a lot of work done.
Like a hamster.
Do you know that one of the common traits of highly successful people is excessive caffeine use? Do you know that? I'm sure I've told you that before.
What's that? Say that again.
One of the common characteristics of self-made millionaires and highly successful people is excessive caffeine use. Yeah. It's because we're tired as shit and we're just trying to get stuff done.
Tiffany does not need more coffee. Energizer Bunny. If only you knew. The other day I had a whole pot of chili and a whole pan of lasagna made by 7 a.m. So
Yeah. Tiffany does a lot.
But it's the lattes.
Like I've said for years, you can't outwork Tiffany. Look at how beautiful my little daughter Paisley is getting.
Yes, she sure is.
She's stressing me out. So we did family pictures today.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. Salsa.
No, it's not salsa.
Oh, I know. I can see it.
You're such a
So, all right. So there's a family in Naples that just got busted for a pretty big straw purchase scheme.
Straw purchase.
So according to court documents, Jesus Suarez directed his adult children to recruit their friends and acquaintances to make straw purchases of AK-47 rifles from Naples and Fort Myers gun stores.
Wow.
In exchange for cash that the Suarez family...
Thank you, 80s warrior.
Hey, thanks, bud. We appreciate you.
We'll come back to your comment in a minute here.
Yeah, we will. Okay, so he paid these people cash when in truth they were buying the guns from themselves. According to evidence presented at the sentencing hearings, these straw purchase firearms were therefore unlawfully exported to Bolivia.
Yes, which, believe it or not, when Ryan and I owned the gun store, we
undercovered an operation just like this.
And remember what I told you? Somebody commented and said, oh, yeah, sure, you're for the Second Amendment, but you called the cops for a straw purchase.
Yeah, straw purchases are illegal. I am totally for the Second Amendment. You want to know what I'm not for? I'm not for criminal douchebags and gang members buying guns from a gun store, hurting innocent people, and then my rights being taken away.
Right, because we have an obligation as an FFL dealer when we were to,
follow the law.
To follow the law and not sell it to someone who we knew flat out was a straw purchase. And these people were like stupid criminals. But anyway.
They really sucked at being criminals. So the way this lady, let's tell the whole story of how that kind of transpired.
Okay, go ahead.
So I used to go to every gun show in the state of Florida, which just think about that. It was almost every weekend, right? It was horrific. We did it for 2 years.
Hey,
I hated it.
Carlos got the nutsack. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
We hope you like it.
Awesome.
It's a nice bag.
Carlos. Yeah, it is. Oh, I thought he was talking about something else.
No.
So I used to go to every single gun show, and somebody bought a gun at the gun show, and they still had to wait. Then it was a 3-day waiting period. Right. So I took the gun from the dealer, and this individual had to come to our gun store to pick up the firearm. So when she came in, it was a woman, a younger woman. Hey, thanks, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
Younger woman, and it just seemed odd. Something was just off. She
walked in and she said, this is a different story.
Yeah, just hold on.
Gotcha.
So it just, when you meet so many gun owners, then when you see somebody who is not a gun person,
you just know
you
right
can
away.
just tell something is off. So but I didn't have enough to go on it, so I transferred the gun to her and moved on. Then this guy came into the store a week later, and he said, I really want that .45 pistol. So I pulled it out of the case and tried to hand it to him, and he's like, no, man, I don't want to touch it. Well, that tells me you're a felon.
Didn't he wipe us? Didn't he touch it?
No, somebody else. So he refused to touch the gun, but he's like, I really want that one. And I'm like, okay, whatever, man. So he left. I promise you, the next day, the same woman comes back in and says, I want to buy that gun right there. Without even looking, without asking questions, nothing.
And it's a .45.
I want that gun. And I said, why do you want that gun, ma'am? And she said, I just want it because, I think it's pretty, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, this is it, man. This is a straw purchase. I got her to fill out the paperwork. We took the money, which is what we're supposed to do. I called ATF, and ATF set up an undercover sting at our store. So they said, figure out when she's coming in to pick up the gun. So we did that. We had an undercover ATF agent posing as a customer. We had another undercover ATF agent posing as an employee behind the counter. And my job was to record with my cell phone as she recertified the 4473, went through the background check, and then took possession of the gun. And I said to these guys, And they were able to get this woman's license plate from the first time she came. They ran it. It belonged to the boyfriend who was a convicted felon out of the state of New York. So we already knew. This is straw purchase. I said, do you really want me to give a criminal the gun? And they said, yes, you have to give it to her so that way when we arrest her,
she has it.
She has it, and that's going to help us get the prosecution. So went through the whole thing, and I specifically asked her when I was doing the background check, I said, is this gun for you? And she's like, oh, yeah, it's for me. I'm going to carry it.
So you're a narc.
Oh,
okay.
So you're a narc.
Okay, so.
Pretty much, I guess.
Just wait, because that kind of stuff, I want to tell you, I don't know if you're joking or not, but it pisses me off. And the reason I say it pisses you off is because the guy who went and shot up the Pulse nightclub, he tried to buy that AR-15 from another gun dealer.
Gun dealer.
And that gun dealer was a responsible gun dealer. He knew something was off, and he did not sell that firearm. Yes, he got it anyway, but he lost. He purposely took the loss, the hit of a couple $100 to be
save lives.
A responsible citizen. And that's what Ryan and I were doing when we had the gun store, because there were several instances.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's finish this story.
It makes me upset to think
Fuck that guy, Tiffany. That guy doesn't mean anything. So you
should be a proud narc. Whatever.
Fuck these people. Forget it. So here's the thing. I gave her the gun. Then the lady went down the street. What we didn't know is Tampa police had a helicopter hovering in the area waiting.
Right.
There were like 6 police cars. They arrested the lady.
I'm boiling, Ryan. I'm boiling.
Okay, whatever. I'll let you loose in a second. They arrested the lady. She had a baby in the car, which is fascinating because when she came into the store, she left the baby in the car without an adult, without a person. Okay, that's pretty scummy. She had a bunch of marijuana in the car. And then the police said, we are going to take away your child unless you tell us what's happening.
Right.
She said, my boyfriend tells me to do this at different gun stores. He is hollowing out the back of TVs, and he is shipping the TVs to Haiti.
Yep.
So these guns are being used by drug cartels in Haiti.
Who are harassing citizens, killing people, robbing them, and that's how they're getting the firearms there. And we were able to stop it. Now, this is the last thing that I'm going to say is there was another kid that came in and he said, can I see that gun right there? So we handed it to him. He was what, like?
You're talking about the...
Yes.
Yeah, okay, all right.
So he was young, like probably just turned 21. He goes, you can tell he's never held an AR-15 before. No,
he said, teach me everything there is to know about an AR-15. And I said, I don't have time for that. You pay me $700, I'll do it.
So then he says, like... How would I shoot if there was like a room full of like 30 cows?
If I walked into a room and there were 30 cows, how would I kill them really fast? And I said, well, first of all, why the fuck are cows in a building?
Right.
Okay, because that doesn't make sense. Let me tell you.
His eyes were weird too, just like freaking creepy.
Our gun store was like, it was right by MacDill Air Force Base. During lunch, we had a lot of SF and Special Forces dudes come in. So at this point, I'm talking to the guy and everybody else is like moving to the other side of the store, like getting strategic positions. People are flipping their shirt on the other side of their carry gun because we're all thinking, I'm going to have to kill this guy.
It was crazy. If you would have heard the stuff he was saying.
Finally, he made another comment like that. And I said, bro, you sound like a terrorist. Yeah. And I said, you got to leave. Now, here's the issue with our society and our system today. I immediately called Tampa police. Yeah. And I said, hey, because I'm thinking this guy is going to go kill people.
Like he was flat out freaking nuts.
I said, I've got audio. I've got surveillance footage. This is exactly what the guy said. What's next? How do we arrest him? Whatever. And they said, well, did he commit a crime? And I said, I don't know. Not in my opinion. And they said, there's nothing we can do. You got to call ATF. So I call ATF.
What if there was cows in a room? Cows can be mean. He definitely wasn't talking about cows.
Yeah, this dude was not talking about cows. But it's scary because those kind of people are actually going into gun stores and trying to buy guns.
Tom was bullied by a cow in 1978.
Were you? That's very specific, Tom. That's very specific, buddy.
So Scotty says, I hate people giving responsible gun owners a bad name. You guys did the right thing. You know what? Ryan and I, we're kind of torn because, yes, we're all for the Second Amendment. We feel like everybody should.
I'm not torn. If you're going to act like a freaking idiot, I'm going to treat you like an idiot. And that's just the way that it is. Yeah. So we had a guy one time, I reported him to MacDill Air Force Base because he was in military uniform, okay? In military uniform. He comes in and I'm talking to him and just casual and stuff. And he said, hey, man, I'm trying to look for the best ammunition for my gun. And I said, okay, cool. Oh. What kind of gun do you have? And he said, I've got a Taurus Judge. Yeah. So this is when the Judge first came out. It must have been out for just a couple months. And I said, okay, cool. So I'm running through all the different types, PDX Defender, buckshot, a slug, whatever. And he stops me and he goes, hey, man, what ammunition won't go through too many lanes of traffic? And I said,
go across too many lanes of traffic.
I said, I'm confused, man. What do you mean by that? And he said, well, I ride a motorcycle, and if cars are a little aggressive with me, I have a legal right to shoot them. So that's why I bought the Judge, so that I can shoot at the cars that I think are endangering my life.
Yeah.
And I said, bro, that is not legal.
You can't do that. And this is not a kid. This is like a 35-year-old man.
In military uniform.
Yes.
You would think you would have a little bit more awareness of your surroundings and what you're saying and doing. I mean, we had to be, when I was in the military, we had to be extremely aware of what we were doing. But I called OSI and I just said, because I had friends at OSI, and I said, hey, man, you might want to just run a quick little check on this dude because this guy is sketched out.
Right.
So yeah.
So
anyway.
Edward Jimenez says, dude, be a proud narc. You helped stop illegal gun smuggling operation. Yes.
Dude, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was the coolest thing I've ever done.
Because Ryan and I are just at work, regular, boring work day. And all of a sudden we got these cops behind, this operation whole thing going on. So it's pretty cool, but kind of funny how from one day to the next, one day they don't even show up. They don't do anything. The next day they're, all undercover, helicopters, all kinds of crazy stuff. So obviously they pulled something. They knew there was something
major about that particular guy. And it was when they ran his history in New York. I'm sure there was stuff they didn't tell us about this person.
Yeah, they may have seen other smuggling things or stuff like that. But I tell you, Ryan and I should have had a TV show when we had the gun store. We said that so many times, and I wish we would have done it. But
maybe we should. Should I share the story of the stolen gun?
No, we'll share that a different time.
We'll save that one. It's a good story.
Because, we gotta move on here.
All right, so here are some of the big laws that have been proposed for 2021. Now, the legislative session for 2021 is just about to start. So over the next couple weeks, there's going to be a lot of new laws and bills that are going to be proposed in the House and in the Senate. But the very first big one, I want your opinion on what you think about this, Tiffany, because it's getting a lot of controversy on the internet.
What? Do I know about it?
Concealed carry permit holders being allowed to carry a firearm while on a college campus.
Well, this was proposed before and it got shot down. And it's Anthony Sabini how do you say his last name?
Nobody cares.
So he's the guy that, great guy, because he keeps,
Yeah, I'm glad that he keeps pushing this, because I think it is a law that we need.
He's also going for constitutional carry, too, in Florida.
Okay, cool.
But it just keeps getting shut down. Now, constitutional carry, I kind of, I want constitutional carry, but I have a feeling that because Florida is such a tourist state, that one's going to be a hard one to pass. Do I think that they should carry on college campuses? Absolutely, 100%. I think
so. Do you have any hesitation about students, teachers, administrators, maybe even parents showing up to a college campus with a gun?
No, because college students are already old enough. They're already old enough to have a gun.
Yeah, you got to think you're already 21.
So you're already old enough to have a gun anyway. So if your plans and intentions are bad, you can walk onto the school property with a gun anyway, and no one's going to stop you.
Well, see, that's the argument. I ask this in classes quite a bit, and people will say, well, no, because we don't know who has a gun, and they might do something dangerous. They might hurt somebody with it. And I said, yeah, but a criminal... Do they care about any of that? So, has a criminal ever said, hey, I want to go shoot up a bunch of people at this college? Oh, shucks. I'm not allowed to carry my gun concealed out of college.
So here's the argument that most people think. Well, there's been shootings at schools. Yes, there has. Well, kids can be irrational, if they're bullied or whatever it is. This is all true. However, the difference between a high school versus a college is anybody can have a gun at that age anyhow. So if there is, let's just say, a psycho, he's going to go to the gun shop, buy a gun, go to the college, go shoot up whoever he wants to.
And nobody can stop him.
There is nobody there to stop him. However, flip side, bunch of people are carrying. Crazy guy shows up with a gun. Boom, you got, teachers, kids from all over pulling out guns, and they're old enough. We have kids in the military, young adults in the military.
Yeah, listen, I was 17 when I was in the military, and I think I started going to college when I was 19, I believe. So, I mean, I'm already trusted with a lot of stuff in the military. You're telling me I'm not responsible enough to carry a gun? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so I think 100%.
Hey, thanks, Dan. We appreciate you, buddy.
I think 100% that's a great idea. I think that also there would be a lot of women carrying guns because the rape rate in college is astronomical.
I have a lot of young women, a lot, coming to our concealed carry course at our Tampa location, telling me that the reason that they want to carry a gun is because they go to school and they have to walk through these dark parking lots and stuff after class. When I was going to college, I was working during the day, so I was going to college at night. I would leave a class at 11:30 at night or whatever, and I was walking a mile, a half a mile, whatever. I mean, it was far. Now, as a man, you're probably not going to attack me, but as a woman, I would, if it's my daughter, I would want my daughter Paisley to have a gun. Walking a mile in the pitch dark.
Yeah, and like the rape clinic is going 24/7. I mean, this happens a lot more than people know. So I think that those, young women should have the right to protect themselves.
They should have a right to defend themselves.
And when Paisley goes to school, I would want her to be able to have a firearm.
Yeah. Or a full auto AK-47. Either way, it's time for you to go to bed. That's what time it is. Okay, so what is your age to carry a handgun in Florida? So, David, good question. You have to be 21 to get a Florida concealed carry permit. You have to be 18 to possess a firearm inside of your vehicle lawfully. And there's an exemption in the Florida law that allows an individual that is any age to be allowed to obtain a Florida concealed weapons permit as long as they are active duty U.S. military or honorably discharged from the U.S. military or even a retiree. So again, I was 17 when I joined, so I couldn't buy cigarettes, but in the state of Florida, I was allowed to obtain a Florida concealed carry permit.
So somebody just said, but there's a lot of immature students.
Sure. I totally agree.
I agree with you. But again, what is stopping that crazy immature student today from going to buy a gun because they're old enough and walking onto a college campus and
doing dumb stuff?
Immature stuff. There's nothing to stop them. So it wouldn't make a difference. Now, maybe the argument could be that if you have it on you and you're, in the heated moment, right? So you could be at college, somebody pisses you off, but nobody has firearms, so then you leave and then you cool down and then, everything's fine. But there could be a heated moment where you do something stupid.
Sure.
But that could happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere.
That can happen at the mall.
I'm freaking 37 years old and I still have heated moments where I freak out in road rage. And then afterwards I'm like,
why'd I do that?
I probably shouldn't have done that, Ryan. But, or even over my face mask. I mean, people saying you got to put your face mask over I rarely wear a face mask, but I have to. People are like Nazis about this. They're like, oh, it's got to be covering your face. So the other day, he's like, it's got to be covering your or above your nose.
And
I was like,
Gardens.
He's like, it's got to be above your nose. And I was like, oh, like this? And I put it above my glasses. And he was like, no, not like that. And I was like, okay. So, yeah. Why are we yelling?
It's all the people that have caps.
It's this person right here who keeps posting the exact same thing. I'll just delete them.
No, leave it.
Okay, just stop posting the same thing, bro. We get your point. Say it one time and move on. All right, so the other big Florida bill that has been proposed is, somebody says 37 with a smiley face. Yeah, so believe it or not, I am 37 years old. Florida lawmakers have submitted a bill that would require a background check to buy ammunition. Now, they're calling this Jamie's Law, and this is a young woman who died during the Parkland shooting, the Margin Stoneman Douglas. Her parents are trying to, push this through.
Okay.
Here's my question to you, though, Tiffany. If Nicholas Cruz had to go through a background check to buy ammunition, would that have stopped the mass shooting?
No, because he didn't have a criminal record, did he?
He bought the guns off the street. He had like 32. No, he really didn't have a criminal record.
He didn't have a criminal record.
The police were called 32 times. They should have Baker acted him because he slit his wrist.
Yep.
And the school resource officer chose not to.
Yeah, they chose
which is 110% their fault. Hey, thanks, Ren. We appreciate
No, it's not Ren. Wait a minute. So it's Renee.
Oh.
But listen, because it pulls the comments, Renee, because you have that, what's that thing over top of the E called? It's not an
I don't know.
Yeah,
a freaking line.
that line.
An asterisk or whatever.
Yeah, the line on top of your E. So on this program, it takes that E away completely.
Oh, so that's why.
So you look like Ren, and we know that it's Renee now because she said it's I read the comments later. She said it's Renee.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So thank you very much, Renee.
Yes, we appreciate you.
So it's not our fault. It's the comments. What were we talking about?
Wow, now
there?
you sound like a Democrat.
Stop. That was not good.
Okay.
Is it apostrophe, though, when you put that? Okay, it might be an apostrophe. I thought that was
We need to ask our children what that's called.
Yeah,
They'll know.
I don't know.
Our kids come to us with homework, and they're like,
no,
Dad.
Vincent got it, but I don't know how to say it.
An accent mark?
No, a tilde? I don't know how to say it.
Paisley will come to me and be like, Dad, do you know how to do this math problem? And I'm like, do you know what? You will never need to know this as an adult.
Okay,
no,
so
I don't know how to do this.
Derek, Vincent, they're all saying it.
Tilde.
This is what I'm going to have to do.
You people are smarter than me.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to have to do when you guys get off. I'm going to YouTube that and say, like, how do you say this word? And we'll know next time.
Okay.
So funny.
So do you think Nicholas Cruz having to go through a background check to buy ammunition would have stopped the shooting?
It wouldn't have made a difference, but I'll tell you what they could propose instead that would make a difference.
Okay, interesting.
So why don't we push for more mental health help?
Yeah,
because that was his issue.
He got
called 32 times. He tried to commit suicide. He was reported by several people.
He posted on a YouTube channel, I am going to be a professional school shooter.
Like, this guy had, red flags out the wazoo. So if they would have actually taken action on those, but instead the school just labeled him as a special ed kid instead of mental health, which is a huge difference.
So does Nicholas Cruz, I think we all agree that a background check on ammunition is extremely stupid.
Yep.
I think we all agree that. All it does, it's already hard enough to go through a background check to buy a gun. Mm-hmm. All it does is complicate and muddy the water, make it more and more difficult for us to just be able to buy our God-given right.
Right.
It's more complicated.
Yeah.
So does the case of Nicholas Cruz, does that justify the red flag laws in Florida, in your opinion?
No, I don't. Because, before we go there, let me just talk about this. Every other school shooting as well, it wouldn't have stopped any of them.
Okay,
because they either got the ammunition from their parents.
True.
Out of the safe, or out of whatever room. So bad on the parents for allowing access to minors, firearms and ammunition. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Hey, thanks, Daniel.
So
there's a report that I read several years ago on the FBI's active shooter website. They do reports every year about active shootings. And they said that the vast majority of active shooters had no criminal history prior to the incident and had owned the firearm they used in the shooting for more than 1 year, I believe, before the shooting.
Because they planned.
They planned, or they had it and then something just snapped, right? So a switch flipped in their brain and they're like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to do this.
Thank you, Lifan. So it's Tilda. Okay.
Are we still talking about this?
I wanted to know.
Okay.
I need to know what that is.
Okay.
The kids are going to ask one.
Why? How are we going to use that in a conversation
Tilda.
like, hey, I noticed you have a tilde on your...
I should know what it is because I'm French and we use that a lot in French. But I don't speak French, so I guess I'm safe. So this is the thing. with the ammunition, it will not stop anything. So that's my answer. It's another stupid, pointless law that will not change anything at all.
Yeah, see, that's my issue. If we look at all of the different, people say they're not coming for our guns. It's never going to happen. We're all fear-mongering, whatever. They've been doing this for decades. They've been coming for our guns. They've been coming for our guns for decades. What's hilarious is these people are too stupid to realize that the laws you're already passing don't work. So they passed the Gun Control Act in 1968 to control guns. It did nothing. Didn't stop gun violence.
Right.
Then they passed the Firearm Owners Protection Act in 1986, which was aimed at creating background checks and all that stuff. Did nothing. I'm sorry. Firearm Owners Protection Act was not about background checks. The Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act is what created the NICS background check system. That's what was supposed to reduce gun violence by making people go through a background check. Do you know, I forget the numbers altogether, but after 10 years or 5 years of doing this, in 2000, they did a study and they found that less than 1% of the people that attempted to buy a gun actually got denied. And of the 1% that got denied, it was like 0.003 actually got prosecuted for attempting to buy a gun illegally.
Right.
So if you're going to have these laws, hey, listen, if you attempt to buy a gun illegally, we're going to arrest you. But then the people do it and they never get arrested, then who the hell cares? It's like saying, if you speed, we're going to give you a ticket. But we're never going to give you a ticket. Then why the hell would I listen to it?
Or we're going to give you a ticket, but there's no punishment. You don't have to pay it.
We're just going to have a talk with you.
Yeah. I mean.
So then we had the federal assault weapons ban, which did nothing. And that's why, thank God, President Bush did not renew it. So time and time again, they create these stupid gun control laws that do nothing, but yet we keep creating more.
Right. I think the only answer to any of this
is to make murder illegal.
No. Well, as far as school shooting wise, I really think that schools need to really crack down on helping with mental health and creating a safe atmosphere for kids. It's just like when bullying happens.
Sure.
Then nothing happens. I mean,
it also goes back to what I talked about last week called the Pussification of America.
This is
true.
So
America in the last couple decades has been epically pussified.
You said less pussification, and somebody said, "Can you?
We should make a shirt.
Please make that T-shirt. Yeah. Less pussification."
So it needs to say "Stop Pussification."
Yeah.
So Lincoln came to me one day. And he said he was playing with some kids down the street who are a lot older, right? They're like 5 years older. So they're more likely to pick on him, whatever. So he's playing basketball and he comes in and crying and he goes, I don't want to play with them anymore. And I said, why is that? What's going on? And he said, well, they're making fun of me. And I said, so? I said, what does dad do? Like when my buddy comes over, I make fun of him.
All day long.
I have friends that are Latino. I make fun of you for being Latino.
Yeah.
I have friends that are black. I make fun of you for being black. Whatever I can figure out, I'm going to make fun of you. And they make fun of me because that's what friends do.
Fair game.
So I said, walk over there and tell these kids, walk up and say, your farts smell like tacos. And just let's just see what happens. So he did it. He comes back and he said,
get all excited about that.
He did it and he said, Dad, they all laughed. And then we started playing basketball again. Because that's what boys do. But what the pussification is happening is, oh, I'm so sorry. You're a good person. You're a good person. They just don't understand you. Stop being a frickin' pansy. So we go into the woods and we like take our shirts off. We build bonfires and we just like kill stuff. If we can find an animal, we're going to kill it. We're going to eat it. So Lincoln's got his pocket knife and he slit his hand. And it's bleeding. And he's like, Dad, I got to go home because I got a cut. I said, we're not going home, bro. We just got here. I said, go rub some dirt in it and let's just keep playing. We'll deal with it when we get home.
He was joking about the dirt, but
I was not joking about the dirt. So I showed him how to pack the dirt in so it would
I thought he just went and did it by himself.
So it would clop better. And then we kept playing. But now it's like the kids go out there. It's funny. I watched Jax. He's 6 years old. He wipes out on his bike, face plants in the road. Oh, no, the best one. Paisley, who's 11, right? Girl, pretty girl. Paisley gets hurt and she's crying. And I said, hey, sweetie, are you okay? And she looks me right in the eyes and she says, yeah, I'm okay. I'm not a pussy. I got to tell you, that was a proud moment as a dad.
She said that at Auntie's house, though, and Auntie was like, oh, what did you just say?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. So I think if children understood how to deal with problems in life better, without getting so upset, without getting so emotional about it, yes, you want to know what? Here on this live chat, there are people making fun of me. You want to call me a nerd?
So you enjoy racist jokes? They're not racist jokes.
No, I don't make racist jokes. So here's the joke. This guy said, he said, I just bought a gun. And I said, oh, what kind of gun did you buy? And he said, oh, I bought a small one. It's about this big. And I said, oh, is that small for a black person? That's some funny shit. All right? That's funny.
Well, he's also your good friend, though, so he can also...
It doesn't matter if you're my good friend.
I'm just saying, when you're
set
good
me
friends...
Up, you set me up for that joke, okay? You set me up.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was going to say was, this is what kids also have to understand, right? Is that life is going to throw a lot of crap at you, like a lot. And you have to have thick skin, and you have to be able to process that and, go through the emotions without just going super crazy and, wanting to all of a sudden shoot people.
Or give up or whatever.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah. So, we just need to be able to have fun. Even with this joke, again, this is the hypersensitivity.
Right.
It's a hypersensitivity.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah, because everything has become bad. You can't say anything.
Everything has become super offensive.
Everything is offensive now. Like, literally, freaking everything is offensive.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
And it's just not like that. I've said this before, but if I'm friends with you, I cannot be friends with somebody if I can't make fun of you.
Right.
I can't. Because it's just not the way that it works.
Well, plus
I have to be able to...
You have so many one-liners and zingers, too.
Yeah.
I mean, people gotta...
I have to be able to have fun.
Yeah.
You can make fun of me about being skinny. You can make fun of me about whatever you want.
You can
But I got to be able to make fun of you. But you know what? We're friends. You want to know when I don't like somebody? When I don't like somebody in a class, it's when I'm saying, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. That's when I've identified a hypersensitive person.
Okay.
A hypersensitive, I'm like, yes, sir, we can do that. Yes, sir, ma'am, whatever. If I'm making fun of you and cracking jokes, that means I like you.
Oh, thank you very
thanks, Dan.
much,
We appreciate you, buddy. All right, guys. So now is time for our lightning round where we are going to answer your questions about Florida concealed carry law, guns, gear, whatever you got. So post...
Joe says Ryan has some zingers for sure. Yeah, Joe, because you hung out with him for a lot of Sundays.
Yeah.
It just doesn't stop. It just rolls right off his tongue. He can't even help it. So.
Yeah, just say some wild crap. Like we were doing family pictures today, and we're supposed to be doing one with me and Tiffany, and I just put my hand on her boob. And the camera lady was like, I should have expected that.
Because she did his book promo shots. So, he had the guns, and he had all kinds of zingers there. So she's getting used to us now.
Okay, so I call...
Old school, my kind of friend.
Tall son of a bitch. Oh, so he says, Laz says, first time I met you, I called you a tall son of a bitch.
See, there you
go.
go.
Yeah, you're my kind of person, man.
Yeah. And Camo Cowboy says the same thing.
Yeah.
So, there you go. All right, so.
Any questions about guns,
gear?
In the
bank, can you carry in the bank? Go ahead.
Yeah, so, we're allowed, when we talk about the 15 prohibited places inside of my book, Florida Concealed Carry Law, it actually never says that you are prohibited from carrying a firearm inside of a bank in Florida.
People get confused because they think bank is federal property, but in fact, a bank is just federally insured. So
federally insured.
Two different things. So yes, you can 100% carry in a bank. However, they now are starting to put up metal detectors in some. So then
I don't bank with those banks.
Yeah, then you can't. But that little sign that you see on the bank that says, don't carry any weapons, it doesn't hold any weight in the state of Florida.
Yeah. Okay, so Ron says, what do both of you carry daily? So I carry a Glock 19 Gen 5 that's pretty customized. If you watch some of my videos with the optic on top, you'll see it.
Very customized. Mine's a Glock 43X.
Yes, amazing gun.
Unless I'm wearing like different clothing, but that's...
Standout Production says, Ryan looks like a skinny Jim Carrey. Bro, Jim Carrey is nuts.
No, your favorite is, what's his name?
Dave Chappelle, man.
No, not Dave. Well, he does love Dave Chappelle. He listens and watches Dave Chappelle. It's so annoying because I can't stand the bad language. Like,
yeah.
I'm a little bit sensitive there. I don't like cuss words, so I'm laying in bed on my side and I'm just like, ugh. And he's laughing, busting a gut. So,
yeah.
But no, who's the other guy? Will Ferrell.
Oh, I like Will Ferrell.
Ryan and I have a different sense of humor.
Very different.
Ryan likes Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
You're like a smart Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey is like crazy, man. But you know, that's what happens to people when they're in Hollywood. I think they get into such an elite status, they lose touch with reality and what normal people think. So I don't know. Hopefully
Thank you very much.
Random squiggly lines.
Away.
AV8 away.
Yeah, it's hard to see how
we
you
appreciate
say your
you.
name.
Like pushing my kids in Disney. Yeah, stuff like that happens.
So somebody asked if they can carry a knife in their boot with a metal button. Are they talking about like a switchblade?
Like a boot knife,
oh,
or maybe an automatic knife. Yeah, you're allowed to carry a knife in your boot. You know, automatic knife, switchblade. Long as you have a carry permit, totally legal.
Okay, so Miguel, awesome, Miguel. So Miguel has a little baby girl. He said, is it prohibited to carry at a learning daycare when he's picking up Sarah, even though there is a non-gun sign?
Yeah, so the non-gun sign doesn't matter as long as, so the Florida's definition of a school actually includes the term preschool. So in my opinion, as long as there's not a preschool attached or they're not doing preschool activities, it does not meet the defation of a school.
Which you really got to look at daycares because now they offer all kinds of
all
stuff.
The VPK and all that stuff.
Exactly. And most daycares will offer VPK. So you probably can't.
John says High Point FTW. I don't know what FTW means. Best carry gun ever. LOL. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm glad you put the LOL, bro, because I was gonna harass you.
Oh, High Point.
Yeah, not a High Point. Okay.
So from certain angles, you look like Johnny Knoxville.
You know, Johnny.
I haven't heard that one. Where is he?
He's still around. He still does some movies. Remember he did Bad Grandpa, I think?
Well, yeah, Bad Grandpa was hilarious.
It was awesome.
That strip scene with the balls
hanging down was awesome.
That was, oh my gosh, I peed my pants on that. That was hilarious.
That was awesome.
We got to watch that again. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great.
Okay, so Wolf and a bunch of numbers says, do you both carry appendix? Yes.
Yes.
Somebody says, Mr. Gun Guys, Hollison, you know, I've used my buddy Jeff. Jeff had a SIG optic. I don't know. I had a Hollison optic on a gun that somebody else let me use, Lewis. It was okay. I prefer, maybe I'm a little bit stuck up or whatever.
Yes. 100%.
I'm not a Hollison person. I'd rather buy the Trijicon SRO, the Trijicon RMR, the Aim Point. I'm really hoping Aim Point fixes their battery issues soon so I can buy one of those. But yeah.
Wait, stop. So anonymous. For someone who has been charged in the past but never convicted, are those people allowed to purchase, own, or carry?
Of course, yeah. So, you know, you're innocent until proven guilty. There are some exceptions to that.
I think what he meant, who's been charged in the past. Oh, yeah, but never convicted. Yeah, so if you weren't convicted.
Then you're innocent. You're totally fine, and you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, but sometimes do you have to wait 3 years? Or is that not?
You're not convicted. It's like saying, hey, we thought you were a drug dealer. Right, turns out you're not.
When you got arrested and then the
for a felony, for being awesome.
Yep, then the charges got dropped. Ryan has that story on YouTube if you don't know about it. Have you ever shot the CZ-P01?
I have, but I don't know much about it. And I definitely did not shoot a lot. I don't have a lot of trigger time behind it.
Oh, this is a good question by Stuart. Does Disney have some type of special no-gun zone?
They do not, Stuart. So that's going to be in the new version of my book.
Don't carry at Disney. Let me just tell you, don't bother, don't try, just don't.
But let me ask you, Tiffany, if I spent even 30 minutes, could I sneak a firearm into Disney, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld?
Now
Any of the
Busch
parks?
Gardens got metal Metal detectors.
detectors. Could I sneak a gun into any of those parks?
You probably could because you're sneaky. But what I'm saying is.
So my point is, these idiots are preventing law-abiding gun owners from exercising our constitutional rights. But a bad guy that actually wants to hurt people can still get a gun in if they try.
Yes. Okay. So somebody could get a gun in. But this is the thing. What I was trying to say is you just don't want to because they'll just totally X you from the park. Like they'll take your picture and
they will ban you for life.
Facial recognition. They've got your car. Like they have high tech security and you will be banned for life. So you just got to think, like if, you got season passes.
Hey, thanks, Tommy.
If you got season passes or whatever it is, you just want to.
Yeah, when they kicked me out of Disney Springs, the security guard guy, the head security guard said, do you have passes to Disney? And I said, no.
Yeah, because he was going to.
But I was trying to figure out, what are you trying to get at here? And that was his thing. He was trying to, was trying to X me from the park.
David just said they have dogs, ammo, gunpowder sniffing dogs, which they do. That's how Ryan was.
So my strategy with that is next time we go to Disney Springs,
Thank you, Luke.
I'm going to make Lincoln touch and hold a bunch of guns and get gunpowder all over him.
We're not doing this. I'm not going again with you. If you can't.
Hey, thanks, Luke. We appreciate you, buddy.
If you can't leave your firearm in the car, then I'm not.
Well, now that apparently Disney Springs has installed metal detectors everywhere, I don't have a choice.
They did.
Now I have to leave my gun.
I will say this. Out of all the parks, Disney probably is more.
They do the best job, and they're very aggressive with it.
They've got underground tunnels. They've got a massive security team.
They have
massive undercover. They have massive, all kinds of crap. I will say, out of all the parks, they're on top of it.
Okay, Wolf2448 blah something says, what would you recommend for a first AR-15? What I would recommend is to not go too cheap.
Yeah.
So many times when people are trying to buy their first.
It's hard.
I know right now it's hard, but you got to suck it up, man. So Sleepy Joe might get into office, and AR-15 is going to be a lot cheaper right now than it will be 6 months from now.
This is
so
true.
Prices are not going down, buddy. Even if Trump pulls this off, they are going to burn this country to the ground, and gun prices are going to soar. So it doesn't matter. It'll be cheaper today than tomorrow.
That's our advice. However, if all you can afford is, whatever price Smith & Wesson Sport is right now or whatever, then go ahead and get that if that's all that you can afford.
Don't waste your money, man. It's a waste of money.
I don't know.
Go buy a Core 15. Go buy a Palmetto State Armory rifle. You can get it for the same price, and it's not crap.
If you can do it. If you can swing it, do it. But otherwise, I say
or just buy all the parts on Aero Precision.
Just make sure
watch some YouTube videos and build the sucker.
Just make sure that it's not a pencil barrel or a polymer blower.
You can tell she's Canadian. She doesn't understand I have freedom of speech. You will be hearing from my lawyer.
You coronavirus all over my hand.
I've done a lot worse to those hands.
Shut your mouth.
I got
Big Daddy or something like that said, first time to the channel. I dig it. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you. We have stolen and sold all your information to China. Okay, so Standout Production says, Diamondback AR-15, is it worth it? Never. I've said this time and time again.
What is it, the barrel pin?
I hate the Diamondback AR-15. Yeah. Number one, they use a 60-40 aluminum for the handguard, which is crap. It bends. But also, I have literally broken probably 5 barrel pins on Diamondback AR-15s.
Maybe it's just because you're a terrible gunsmith.
I have built thousands of AR-15s, thousands, and I have never broken a barrel pin before, but every single Diamondback that I had to switch out the barrel nut, I snapped the barrel pin. It's something that Diamondback is doing that is crap, and it pisses me off.
All right. Thank you, John. Somebody said Tampa.
Adams Arms is great.
Yes, but they're slow.
With manufacturing?
They are slow. Remember, it was like
I forget what happened, but was that like the time that we were ordering or something?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we just had, it was kind of slow. There's a boil water advisory in Tampa. Somebody wanted everybody to know in Tampa. I didn't know. Are we supposed to boil
We have
water?
A reverse osmosis.
Oh, okay,
we're okay.
Good. I was going to say, I totally didn't do that. Hey, we're going to do giveaways right away, okay? So, but before you do that, somebody gave money and asked about the CMMG MK something. So I wanted you to answer their question. They said that
Okay, so let's talk about, let me Google this real quick because they talked about this last week, but I didn't go look it up. So MK9. The other question, so this is just a 9. So the CMMG MK9 is just an AR-15 carbine. It's a pistol caliber carbine.
Hey, wait, don't go good night yet because I want to do some giveaways and you never know.
It's 4140 chrome moly barrel, which is a good barrel. It's actually higher than mil spec. 7075 aircraft grade aluminum, upper and lower. What I don't like about this is that it's a normal Colt. This is running on Colt mags, which is stupid. It should run on Glock mags.
They're harder to get, right?
There's a pain in the ass. I remember I modified a bunch of Uzi mags, if you remember back in the day, to simulate the Colt mag. I personally would buy the next pistol caliber carbine that I'm going to buy is going to be made by Fortis. It is really dope. I want to run, listen, I own a lot of Glocks. I want to run Glock mags. I don't want to run Colt or Uzi mags. It's just not worth it to me.
Daniel Defense versus Geisley. Is that what it says?
Yeah, Geisley.
Thoughts?
Yeah, they're both great. So when you get to that level, when we start talking about Daniel Defense versus Geisley versus
or Ryan, LWRC.
or BCM, we're really talking about the same stuff.
Yeah.
So
they're all high end.
Yeah, you really can't make a mistake when you get into that kind of world.
How's your supply of 308? I don't think we have any 308.
I have some 308. I don't have a lot, Scuba. I probably don't have as much as you, but I have some.
Yeah, we don't have
much.
Anyway, okay, so we're going to do a giveaway tonight. So we're going to do an Olight flashlight. We're going to do a tactical pen and a Florida concealed carry law book, which all these will make great gifts. So first one up is going to be the tactical pen. So just put TP on the comments.
You think these people are that lazy that they can only type TP?
You can just put TP. We can just do fast. Wait, LOL, Tiffany slips in the best jokes on Ryan when he just keeps talking. I know. He just keeps going and going and going.
Wow. When she said that to me, I said that to her one time and she hit me with a wicker basket.
Okay, this is true. I did hit him with a wicker basket.
That's why my tooth is cracked right now.
He actually does have a cracked tooth. And now listen. This is the first assault in 17 years.
It was an assault. Like, I was like, I'm going to call the police.
Just wait. But this is what he said. We were having a minor disagreement.
No, it was a pretty heated argument.
No, it wasn't. It was like something silly because all of our fights are over something silly. But the problem is Ryan wants me to just stop talking. He just wants to be right. You stop talking and leave. But sometimes
you guys hear this nonsense.
Sometimes I want to keep talking. So I was trying to get my point across because my point is always the right one. I just have to get him to see that.
That's what feminism tells us, people.
Stop, I am not feminist at all. So.
Good, make me a sandwich.
So I was trying to get my point across, and he says, you just keep talking and talking and talking just like Hillary Clinton. And when he said that, I picked up.
She knows how much I despise Hillary Clinton.
There was a wicker basket on the table.
It was big.
I just grabbed it and was like, boom. Yeah, the latte is working overtime. Exactly.
She cracked me in the mouth with that thing. There was blood everywhere.
Somebody said, I'll take a sandwich too.
Yeah.
Somebody said, have you ever
do you guys remember?
And pooped yourself? Yeah, Ryan told that story on
I told that story
ago. Ryan has that problem sometimes. Okay, I need you to pick somebody for the tactical
All right,
pen.
so tactical pen. Here we go. Boom.
Dun, dun.
Linda Haynes. Linda Haynes.
Haynes. Oh, I think Linda already won something.
Oh, well, we have a shitty system for tracking this stuff.
Okay, Linda, you win the tactical pen. Just email me at classes@tampacarry.com. That's classes@tampacarry.com, and just say tactical pen and give me your address. Okay, next is the Florida concealed carry law book. Just type law.
Type in, because this is keywords, Tiffany. We're trying to trick Google. Oh. Type in Florida concealed carry.
Are you kidding me?
No, we're going to do this.
People have
Florida
to type the
concealed
whole thing.
carry. Oh, my gosh. Oh, how dare you? This is part of the Pussification of America. How dare you have to type 30 letters? Florida concealed carry. Type it in.
Book. It is
law. I will not pick a law person.
It is a great book, but man, Ryan has been writing to get his 2021 book ready, and let me tell you,
it's going to be good.
It's going to be good. It's like
It's a lot bigger.
This is a good book, but the other one is going to be much better.
Yeah, because, you know, like with everything that I do, we do it. And then the next time I do it, it's like, well, how do we make this a lot better? Right? And that's the goal.
You should probably do that with sex. No, I'm just joking.
I'm definitely going to do that with my next wife.
Wow. Okay. So Florida concealed carry. Oh, you guys are actually doing it. Poor people. You're making them type all that out. You're so rude. I'm going to pick somebody this time because I'm going to pick somebody that hasn't won yet. And we are going to go with...
Somebody typed toilet paper. Are you calling my book toilet paper?
No,
that's
TP
awesome.
For tactical pen, you turd.
No, they wrote toilet paper.
Oh, TP, toilet paper. Oh, it's going too fast. Wait, I had somebody here. Okay, Kent Taylor. Kent Taylor, this is yours. Send me an email to classes@tampacarry.com. Just put your name and say I won the Florida Concealed Carry book and give me your mailing address and we'll get that shipped out to you tomorrow. Okay, now we got the O-Light. Can I open it or no?
Yeah, open it.
Well, I don't want to open it because no, I'm not going to open it. This is what it looks like. I don't want to open it.
The camera's set on manual focus. They can't see shit.
Oh. How does this work? Okay, so if you want the O-Light, just O-Light. O-Light. And we'll pick some. What are you doing? Okay, wait. Paisley wants to show. Okay, I'll get out of the way.
So we got a new puppy.
We got
a new puppy.
Do O-Light so that...
While Paisley talks.
Okay, Paisley show.
And her name is Finley.
You have to talk loud.
Yeah, you got to talk loud, right into the mic.
Her name is Finley.
So loud.
Finley. Yep.
So show everybody. She's super cute.
And we're going to keep her until she does something that makes me mad.
Okay, let's go with Dan Salas.
Dan Salas, you are the winner of the O-Light. Dan Salsa.
He did, he did. Oh, holy night. I like that. Okay, so Dan, just send me an email to classes@tampacarry.com. E-Light, or O-Light, sorry.
Yeah.
O-Light, and give me your address. All right, guys. That is it.
Thanks for watching. We greatly appreciate you guys.
Yes,
we got
do.
a YouTube video that should have posted on the Carry University YouTube channel tonight at 8 o'clock. So head over there, check that out.
Yes, wait a minute. So for all of you that don't know, Ryan started a new YouTube channel, Carry University, and it has all different content, right?
All different stuff. So
all different stuff.
Less about laws, more about product reviews, and really helping you become a very well-rounded concealed carry permit holder. And I need your help. I need your help to grow the channel. We got big plans.
Yeah, we want to do some great stuff. So go ahead and like the channel. And then I also just wanted to say, these are great Christmas gifts. We have them on our website at tampacarry.com. So just go on there and pick one up. It makes a perfect stocking stuffer.
Yeah, it does. Perfect stocking
It's right
stuffer.
in there.
I'm pretty sure every family in the state of Florida should have those two items.
You know what? They should. What a great idea.
Just makes sense to me.
Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next Monday at 7 p.m.
Be safe.
Be safe.